Hello everyone, it's us, the dedicated team here at the TV channel Days Drama Digest. We're your go-to source for all the heart-pounding, tear-jerking, and jaw-dropping moments from the iconic soap opera days of our lives. Today, we're diving deep into the whirlwind of events that transpired on November 4th, 2025, a day that will go down in Salem history as one filled with betrayal, heroism, heartbreak, and unbreakable family bonds. If you've missed the episode or just want to relive the intensity, we've got you covered with this extended, in-depth recap. For those who prefer visuals, be sure to check out our exclusive summary video on our channel, where we break it down scene by scene with clips and expert commentary. But if you're here for the full, immersive story, buckle up. We're about to unpack every twist and turn in vivid, dramatic detail. Let's set the stage. Salem, that picturesque yet perpetually turbulent town, where secrets simmer just below the surface and alliances shift like sand in a storm. On this fateful November day, the autumn chill in the air seemed to mirror the icy tensions brewing among the residents. Pumpkins dotted the landscape from the recent Halloween festivities, but little did anyone know that one such gourd would become a weapon in a life-or-death showdown. Our story kicks off at the infamous pumpkin patch, a place that should evoke family fun and harvest cheer, but instead turned into a battlefield of raw emotions and sudden violence. It all began with Rachel Black and her young accomplice, Thomas DeMera, two kids whose innocent mischief often spirals into something far more chaotic. Rachel, with her fiery spirit inherited from her parents Brady and Kristen, had been stirring up trouble all episode long. As the scene unfolded, the air was thick with anticipation. The mysterious figure known only as the Glove, a shadowy assailant clad in dark attire, their identity shrouded in mystery, raised a gleaming knife high above their head. The blade caught the fading afternoon light, casting ominous shadows across the patch. The crowd gasped in unison, frozen in terror as the glove lunged forward with deadly intent. But Rachel and Thomas weren't about to stand idly by. In a moment of sheer bravery, or perhaps reckless impulsiveness, the duo grabbed the nearest pumpkin, a massive, orange behemoth weighing at least 20 pounds, and hurled it with all their might. The pumpkin sailed through the air like a cannonball, smashing directly into the glove's arm. The impact was thunderous, the knife clattered to the ground, and the assailants staggered back, clutching their injured limb. Chaos erupted as screams filled the air, and the patch transformed from a festive gathering into a scene of pandemonium. Enter Alex Kyriakis, the ever-heroic and quick-thinking businessman whose life has been a roller coaster of scandals and redemptions. Spotting the danger from afar, Alex's eyes widen in horror. "Look out," he bellowed, his voice cutting through the din like a siren. Without a second's hesitation, he charged forward, shoving Kat, the enigmatic newcomer whose ties to Salem's underbelly have been hinted at in recent episodes, out of harm's way. Kat tumbled to the ground, her elegant dress now smeared with mud and pumpkin guts, but she was safe thanks to Alex's selfless act. The glove, recovering from the pumpkin assault, turned their fury toward Alex. The knife was back in their grasp, slashing wildly as they closed in. Alex dodged and weaved, his heart pounding like a drum in his chest. In a desperate bid for survival, he grabbed another pumpkin, this one smaller, but still hefty, and swung it with ferocious strength. The impact was brutal, The pumpkin exploded on contact, sending shards of rind flying everywhere. But it wasn't just the force that did the trick. Hidden within that pumpkin was something unexpected, a chilling artifact. Perhaps a symbolic cold relic from Salem's dark past. Whispers among fans suggest it could be tied to the infamous Stefano Dimara's frozen schemes, or a metaphorical cold case coming to life. Whatever it was, Alex's strike killed the cold, neutralizing the threat in a burst of dramatic flair. The glove, now disoriented and defeated, let out a guttural cry of frustration. In the heat of the excitement, the knife maker, as the assailant was later dubbed by witnesses, due to their custom blade etched with intricate designs, fled the square. They vanished into the shadows of Salem's winding streets, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. Who was this glove? What grudge did they hold? The mystery hung heavy, promising more revelations in future episodes. As the dust settled, Anna Dimara, ever the poised matriarch, with a flair for the dramatic, whipped out her phone and dialed for an ambulance. Her voice trembled with urgency. "Hurry. There's been an attack at the pumpkin patch. People are hurt." Meanwhile, Stephanie Johnson, Alex's loyal confidant and sometime romantic interest, rushed to his side. She knelt beside him, her hands gently checking for injuries. "Alex, oh my God, are you okay?" she whispered, her eyes brimming with tears. Alex, brushing off the dirt and adrenaline, managed a weak smile. "I'm fine, Steph. Just a few bruises." He refused the paramedics' insistence on a hospital visit, waving them away with that trademark Kiriakis stubbornness. "No need for all that fuss," he insisted. Stephanie, however, wasn't having it. "Fine, but I'm keeping an eye on you," she declared firmly. "If anything, and I mean anything, feels off, we're heading straight to the ER. No arguments." Their exchange was tender, laced with unspoken affection, hinting at a potential rekindling of their complicated relationship amid the crisis. Later that day, the fallout from the pumpkin patch incident rippled through Salem like aftershocks from an earthquake. Brady Black, Rachel's father and a man no stranger to his own share of mistakes, received an urgent update from Chad Dimara. Chad, with his investigative prowess honed from years in the Dimara Empire, painted a vivid picture of the chaos. "Brady, it was a nightmare out there. Rachel and Thomas, they threw that pumpkin, but it could have gone so wrong." Brady's face darkened with a mix of anger and concern as he absorbed the details. Storming into the Black family home, Brady confronted Rachel. The young girl, usually so defiant, shrank under his stern gaze. "What were you thinking, Rachel?" Brady thundered, his voice echoing off the walls. "Throwing pumpkins at a knife-wielding maniac. You could have been killed or worse, gotten someone else hurt." Rachel's eyes filled with tears, but her chin jutted out in stubborn protest. "I was trying to help, Dad. The glove was going to hurt Alex." The lecture was intense, a masterclass in parental tough love. Brady paced the room, recounting every misstep. The recklessness, the danger to innocence, the sheer irresponsibility. Rachel faced backlash not just from her father, but from the entire community. Whispers in the square, judgmental glances from neighbors. She had to accept her punishment, and Brady didn't hold back. "You're grounded, young lady," he announced, his tone final. "No phone, no outings, no fun until you understand the gravity of what you did." Rachel's reaction was explosive. "That's not fair," she wailed, stomping her foot. I saved the day, but deep down, Brady hoped this discipline would be a turning point. He wanted Rachel to grasp how her impulsive actions could shatter lives, drawing from his own history of regrets. As he hugged her tightly afterward, whispering, "I love you, but this has to stop," viewers couldn't help but feel the emotional weight. Brady remained in the thick of Salem's drama, his role as a father tested yet again. Shifting gears to another corner of town, Xander Kyriakis, the brooding Scot, with a heart of gold buried under layers of scheming crosspaths with his estranged wife, Sarah Horton. She was pushing their daughter Victoria in a stroller outside the Brady pub, the autumn leaves crunching underfoot. The encounter was tense from the start. The air crackled with unresolved pain from their fractured marriage. Sarah's eyes narrowed as Xander approached. "What do you want, Xander?" she asked wearily, her voice laced with caution. Xander, trying to play it cool, offered a tentative smile. "Just wanted to see my little girl. And you." But Sarah wasn't swayed. She reiterated her stance with unwavering resolve. "There's no hope for us, Xander. Not after everything." The words hung between them like a guillotine, cutting deep into Xander's soul. He reached out to touch Victoria's tiny hand, but Sarah pulled the stroller back slightly, a silent barrier, compounding the drama. Sarah had recently uncovered a bombshell truth. Philip Kyriakis, Xander's brother, had lied about her attacker to cover for him. The revelation hit like a freight train, shattering any lingering trust. Together with Philip, Xander updated Kate Roberts, the sharp-tongued matriarch, who always has her finger on Salem's pulse on the developments. "Sarah knows everything," Philip confessed to Kate in a hushed tone at the DeMera mansion. "She found out I covered for Xander, and now she's divorcing him." Kate's eyebrows arched in surprise, but she nodded sagely. "Well, that's Salem for you. Lies always come out eventually." Philip, ever the loyal sibling despite their rocky history, promised to stand by Xander. Later, at the grand opening of a new bookstore in the town square, a quaint event meant to bring culture to Salem, but inevitably becoming a hotspot for drama, Philip pulled Xander aside. "Hey, brother, I know this hurts," Philip said, clapping a hand on Xander's shoulder. "But we've got each other's backs. Our bond isn't breaking over this." Xander, fighting back tears, nodded gratefully. Their brotherly relationship, forged in the fires of Kyriakis family intrigue, remained intact for now. But the pain in Xander's eyes spoke volumes. Losing Sarah felt like losing a part of himself. Meanwhile, across town, emotions ran high in the Horton household. Tate Black, the young heartthrob navigating the complexities of young love, found himself comforting Aaron, a character whose journey has been one of quiet strength and difficult choices. Aaron had just made the gut-wrenching decision to renounce his parental rights, paving the way for Tesoro's adoption. The scene was heart-rending. Aaron sat on the couch, head in his hands, as Tate placed a reassuring arm around him. "You're doing the right thing, man," Tate said softly. "Tesoro deserves stability, and this gives him that." Aaron's voice cracked as he replied, "It kills me, Tate. But yeah, it's for the best." Finally finding his composure, Aaron turned to comfort Ariana, who had recently become part of Tesoro's foster family. Saying goodbye to the child was like ripping open an old wound. Ariana, with her wide-eyed innocence, hugged Aaron tightly. "I'll miss you," she whispered, tears streaming down her cheeks. Ariana's worries extended beyond herself. She knew how hard things were for Javi, another young soul caught in Salem's web of family dramas. "What about Javi?" she asked Aaron, her voice trembling. "He's going through so much too." Aaron nodded, pulling her into another embrace. "We'll all look out for him. That's what family does even when it's not blood." The day wasn't done with its emotional punches. Tate and Holly Jonas, the star-crossed teens, whose romance has been a fan favorite, sat down for an important discussion. Perched on a bench in Horton Square, surrounded by the golden hues of falling leaves, they delved into the difficulties plaguing their relationship. Holly, ever the rule follower after her recent brush with the law, was obsessed with staying on the straight and narrow. "I can't mess up, Tate," she said earnestly, her hands fidgeting with her backpack strap. "Probation means no slip-ups. I have to focus on my studies, follow every rule to the letter." Tate leaned in, his expression a mix of love and frustration. "I get it, Holly. But what about us? Do we even have time together anymore?" The conversation was raw, filled with the angst of young love tested by real-world pressures. Holly's eyes softened. "I want us to work, Tate, more than anything. But if I violate probation, it could ruin everything for me, for us." They shared a tentative kiss, the moment bittersweet, leaving viewers wondering, will their bond survive the strain, or will external forces pull them apart? As the sun set on November 4th, Salem was left reeling from a day of high-stakes drama. From the pumpkin patch heroics to the heart-wrenching family farewells, every moment was amplified by the town's unbreakable spirit. Heroes emerged in unexpected places, villains slinked away into the night, and relationships teetered on the edge of redemption or ruin. Brady's stern parenting, Xander's aching heartbreak, and the young lover's uncertain future all wove together into a tapestry of soap opera perfection. But this is Days of Our Lives, where today's endings are tomorrow's beginnings. What will happen next? Will the glove return for revenge? Can Xander win back Sarah's trust? Or is their love truly doomed? And how will Tate and Holly navigate the minefield of rules and romance? Tune in tomorrow for more twists, and don't forget to subscribe to Days Drama Digest for daily recaps, behind-the-scenes insights, and fan discussions. We hope this extended recap has transported you back into the heart of Salem's turmoil. With over 2,500 words of detailed drama, yes, we counted because we know how much you crave every juicy detail. We've expanded on the raw emotions, added layers of tension, and painted vivid pictures of each scene to make you feel like you were right there. If you have thoughts on today's episode or predictions for what's next, drop them in the comments below. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.